The Catholic Church stands on the precipice of a new era. A seismic shift has occurred, sending ripples of change throughout Christendom. Pope Tagle, a beacon of hope and compassion, has issued a declaration. It is a bold proclamation that promises to reshape the very fabric of the Catholic faith. The world holds its breath. The faithful watch with anticipation. The future of Catholicism hangs in the balance. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, Pope Francis, born in Buenos Aires, Argentina on December 17, 1936. He was the son of Italian immigrants. From a young age, he felt a calling to serve the Church and joined the Society of Jesus, becoming a Jesuit priest. His journey was marked by a deep sense of humility and a commitment to the poor and marginalized. A man of humble origins, he ascended to the papacy carrying the weight of immense expectations. As Archbishop of Buenos Aires, he was known for his simple lifestyle, often taking public transportation and living in a modest apartment. His approach to leadership was pastoral and compassionate, focusing on the needs of the people rather than the grandeur of the position. His papacy was marked by a profound commitment to social justice and a radical embrace of inclusivity. He reached out to those on the fringes of society, advocating for the rights of refugees, the poor, and the disenfranchised. His messages often centered on mercy, compassion, and the need for the Church to be a welcoming place for all. He challenged the Church's traditional stances on issues like poverty, inequality, and environmental responsibility. His encyclical Laudato Si called for urgent action on climate change and care for our common home, resonating with millions around the world. He emphasized that protecting the environment was a moral imperative, intertwined with social justice. His papacy ended in 2023. His departure left a significant impact on the global Catholic community, as he had redefined the role of the Pope in the modern world. His legacy of humility, inclusivity, and advocacy for the marginalized continued to inspire many. The College of Cardinals faced a momentous decision. The conclave was filled with anticipation and hope as the cardinals deliberated on who would be the next leader of the Catholic Church. The decision was not just about choosing a new pope, but about setting the direction for the future of the Church. They chose Luis Antonio Tagle, the charismatic Archbishop of Manila. Known for his deep empathy and connection with the people, Tagle was seen as a continuation of Francis's vision. His election was met with joy and celebration both in Manila and around the world as he brought a new sense of hope and renewal to the Church. Pope Tagle's journey to Rome began in the bustling streets of Manila. Born into a devout Catholic family, he witnessed firsthand the plight of the marginalized. This experience ignited within him a deep-seated passion for social justice. He rose through the ranks of the Church, known for his humility and empathy. He championed the cause of the poor and the voiceless. He became a symbol of hope for the downtrodden. The Catholic Church for centuries has been bound by tradition, but the world has changed. The faithful yearn for a church that reflects the realities of the 21st century. Pope Tagle, with his finger on the pulse of the global Church, recognized this longing. His groundbreaking declaration shattered the silence. The walls of dogma and exclusivity began to crumble. A bridge across divides. In the heart of Vatican City, where history and tradition intertwine, a new chapter was being written. The majestic St. Peter's Basilica stood as a testament to centuries of faith, while the bustling St. Peter's Square echoed with the voices of pilgrims from around the world. Pope Tagle's declaration was not a rejection of tradition. It was a moment that resonated deeply within the walls of the Vatican and beyond. As he stood at the podium, addressing a sea of faces, his words carried the weight of centuries of doctrine and the promise of a more inclusive future. It was, in fact, an affirmation of the Church's fundamental values: love, compassion, and inclusivity. These values, he emphasized, were not new, but had always been at the core of the Church's teachings. The Pope's message was clear. The Church must evolve to meet the needs of its diverse congregation while staying true to its foundational principles. He called for a Church that embraces dialogue, that builds bridges across divides. In his vision, the Church was not a fortress, but a beacon of hope and unity. He spoke passionately about the need for open conversations where every voice could be heard and every person could feel valued. He extended a hand to those who had felt marginalized. His outreach was not limited to words, it was evident in his actions. He met with individuals and groups who had long felt excluded from the Church's embrace, offering them not just a place, but a sense of belonging. He invited them back into the fold. The Pope's invitation was a powerful gesture, symbolizing a new era of inclusivity. He welcomed people from all walks of life, urging them to come as they are and find solace and community within the Church's walls. He spoke of a church that welcomes all, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, or marital status. His message was one of radical acceptance, challenging the Church to live up to its highest ideals. In doing so, Pope Tagle was not just addressing the present, but laying the groundwork for a more inclusive and compassionate future. Echoes of change. The world reacted with a mixture of shock and awe. Conservative factions within the Church expressed their dissent. But for millions around the world, Pope Tagle's words were a breath of fresh air. The declaration sparked a global conversation about the future of Catholicism. It ignited a movement for change, a yearning for a more just and compassionate church. A church renewed? The path ahead is uncertain, the challenges are immense. But Pope Tagle's declaration has planted the seeds of hope. It has opened up a space for dialogue and transformation. The church is at a crossroads. Will it cling to the past or embrace the future? Challenges and hopes. The road to renewal will be fraught with obstacles. Traditionalists within the Church will resist change, but the yearning for a more inclusive and compassionate church is too strong to ignore. Pope Tagle's vision is clear. He envisions a church that is a beacon of hope in a world torn apart by division and strife. A legacy unveiled. It is too early to predict the long-term impact of Pope Tagle's papacy. His tenure has been marked by significant events and decisions that have already begun to shape the future of the Catholic Church. From his emphasis on social justice to his efforts in bridging gaps between different faiths, Pope Tagle has shown a unique approach to leadership. His focus on inclusivity and compassion has resonated with many, bringing a renewed sense of hope and purpose to the faithful. But one thing is certain, he has set in motion a process of transformation that cannot be reversed. His initiatives have sparked conversations and actions that are likely to continue for generations. The reforms he has introduced, particularly those aimed at modernizing the Church and making it more accessible to the younger generation, have been met with both praise and criticism. Yet, his unwavering commitment to these changes demonstrates his vision for a more inclusive and compassionate church. His legacy will be one of courage, compassion, and an unwavering belief in the power of love to heal a broken world. Pope Tagle's actions have consistently reflected his deep-seated belief in the transformative power of love and kindness. Whether it is through his outreach programs, his personal interactions with the marginalized, or his public addresses, he has always emphasized the importance of empathy and understanding. This approach has not only endeared him to many, but has also set a powerful example for leaders within and outside the Church. The future of Catholicism remains unwritten. The challenges facing the Church are numerous and complex, ranging from internal reforms to addressing global issues such as poverty, inequality, and climate change. However, Pope Tagle's leadership provides a beacon of hope. His ability to connect with people from all walks of life and his dedication to addressing these pressing issues head-on suggest that the Church is on a path towards meaningful change. But with Pope Tagle at the helm, there is reason to hope. His vision for a more inclusive, compassionate, and proactive church is inspiring many to believe in a brighter future. As he continues to lead with humility and determination, the impact of his papacy will likely be felt for many years to come. The journey ahead may be challenging, but with leaders like Pope Tagle, there is a renewed sense of optimism and faith in the potential for positive change. Please subscribe to our Channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.